Okay, to open up Photo Booth, which the students are going to use to film their prac experiment, just simply go up to the search bar or spotlight and type in Photo Booth. There it is there. Double click on it and here's Photo Booth here. To record on it, you just simply select the record a movie clip icon and then hit the record button. So what I'm going to show you is how to make a paper aeroplane. So I've got a piece of A4 paper. I'm going to fold it in half like this, and then I'm going to fold one end in like this. So what I have now is something that looks like this. I'm going to do the same again. You can see it's starting to look a little bit like a paper plane. I'm going to fold it in half again, and then I'm going to make the wings. And there you have it. There's my paper aeroplane. Off it goes. Alright, once you've made your recording of your prac in Photo Booth, which I've done here, it'll appear down the bottom here, and you can play it and go through it. But what we want to do is export it so we can bring it into iMovie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over the movie that I've made, and I'm going to right click, and up comes the export tab. So I'm going to select export, and I'm going to rename. I'm going to keep the dot movie because I need to keep that, but I'm just going to rename it prac science 2, and I've made a folder which I've called science prac. So I'm going to place that into that folder, and once it's in there, then I can actually bring it into iMovie and edit it a little bit later on. So I'm going to click save, and it'll be saved into that folder. Alright, so once we've opened up iMovie, what we want to do is we want to make a new event so we can start making our movie. So we're going to go to File, and we're going to select New Event. Now you notice that when I do that, up comes a new event here. I've already got other events from other movies I've made. This one just has a date in it for the day. So I'm just going to rename that Science Prac. I'm just going to click out of it, and you'll see that here's my event there. An event is something where I put all my content into. So the movie content, the movie that we made in Photo Booth, we'll put into the event. What we want to add to the event is a movie. So we're going to select New Movie. Now it automatically defaults to the no theme, which is what we actually want, so we're happy with that. And we're going to click on Create. It automatically adds my new movie to my science prac because that was the last event that I made. If you click on here, you can add it to other events if you've got other events in there, but we want it to be, or we want to add it to our science event. And I'm going to rename it Science Prac 1 and select OK. So you'll notice now that over here I've got a little movie symbol along with my my event. So it's selected, it's blue, but there's nothing in here. There's nothing in my event area here. And this is my movie down the bottom here. This is where I'll make and edit my movie. So I need to import the Photo Booth material that I made. Now I've put that into a folder called Science Prac. So I'm going to select Import, and on my desktop, which is what I want, I'm going to look for the Science Prac folder, which is down the bottom here. So I'm going to select that. And Science Prac is the movie that I made in Photo Booth. You can see it here. You can take a quick look at it if you want to.
Okay, so first thing I want to...
before you import it. So having that selected when the line is blue, I select import selected, and it brings that movie now into my event. This is the event. This is where I'm storing anything I make that I want to have in my movie. If I want to add something more to it, I can always go to import again, and I can add something else to it, or I can even, if I wanted to, I could record something else. So, I can record myself, although we don't want students recording themselves in this, but I could do that, and once that was recorded and I close it, then that bit of recording will end up in the event down here as well. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to select this material and bring it down into a movie so we can add to it. So I'm just going to double click on it, and you'll notice that when I do that, I get a yellow line around it all. Once I've got that yellow line, I'm just going to drag it down into my movie folder down here. And this is now where I can start playing with the movie. Okay. So for example, if I wanted to, I can add a title. So I select titles. I've come all the different titles that I can use. If I click one of those and just drag it, I can drag it onto the actual scene if I wanted to, or I can put it in front. So I'm going to put it in front, and I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to call it Science Prac 1. And I'm going to get rid of this title up here so it doesn't appear, and this down the bottom here. Students can put their different group members there if they wanted to, but if we're putting this up on YouTube, and again in regards to ethical use of technology, you might want them to put their surnames up there. So once that's up there, what I have now is I've got my heading, my title, that then goes into...
Okay, so first thing I want to do is get up Photo Booth. Photo Booth is what the boys can use to show their practical, their experiment. So what I'm going to show you is how to make a paper error.
So at different points, if I want to stop it, so I've stopped it at this point here just by clicking the space bar. Space bar makes it go again.
So I've got a piece of A4 paper.
So you can stop it there, and you can, if you want to, select another title, and you could drag it over that little section there. And in that little section, you can add some content if you want to. So we could add in here, take your paper. Start to fold. And so now if I grab my little cursor here and drag it back and play from here.
Photo Booth is what the boys can use to show their practical, their experiment. So what I'm going to show you is how to make a paper aeroplane. So I've got a piece of A4 paper. I'm going to fold it in half like this, and then I'm going to fold.
So again, I could grab another piece of text, put it in here, and in here I can write, make sure the folds are neat. So I can, you can get the boys to write different parts or different things that they need to write about the experiment into the movie, and those will appear when they've put them in.
One end in, like this.
Right, the other thing they can also do is split the clip if they want to. So you see where this white line is here. If I go to modify, oops, sorry, I need to select it first. So it needs to have, get rid of that. It needs to have the yellow outline. So it's got the yellow outline around it now. If I drag this to where I want to actually split it, I just go up to modify, and oh, no, I still can't. It's not yellow. I've got to make sure it's yellow. Alright, so now I can go up to modify. It's making lower it up to modify, and I can split the clip like that. And if I wanted to, if I had an image, now I've got an image from YouTube, from Google, and I put it into the Science Prac folder. And any images they want to add in, they can just simply grab that image. So I've got an image of a paper plane, and they can drag it into the movie and place it where they want to place it. So now we watch that movie. We've split the clip, and in comes a picture of the paper aeroplane that I actually want to make. And again, I can add some text to that in the same way as we did over here. So that's basically it. That's all the boys really need to do. Once they've finished their movie and they're happy with it, what they need to do is they need to go to Share and select File. It'll quickly go through the movie that they've made, so they can have a quick little look to see if it's accurate. They select Next. Next. And they can save it to their desktop, and that will save as an MP4. So once you hit save, there should be a little blue circle up here, this one over here, and once that becomes full, it means that that movie's been saved onto their desktop. Alright, so that's how they can make, or how they can film their prac using iMovie and using Photo Booth.